All right, who are we missing? We're missing Walter Ware, I think, right? Or is he here?
I haven't seen Walter.
And Kathy, right?
I haven't seen Kathy either.
Mm-hmm. How are you, Gerard?
Doing well, thank you. How are you doing?
Was it any better? It'd be illegal. How's that? You can write that down and use it if you want.
Thank you.
Let me just bring up my other documents here. All right. Mr. Monroe,
Yes.
at some point, would you be willing to share your email with me? For some reason, I don't have that.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to do it aloud now or later.
I guess right now is fine.
Okay.
Actually, my wife's, but
I kind of figured that much, but. And Mindy, I don't want you to say it now, but I don't have your phone number. And I was trying to call you tonight, but maybe I could reach you. I don't know, or you could call me. You got my number, right?
I don't, but I can direct chat you my phone number.
Okay, that'd be great. Thank you. Okay, well, it is 7:02, and we
Hi.
do not have Kathleen yet.
I'm here.
Oh, you're here. All right. Thank you so much, Kathleen. So we have Gerard, we have Bill, we have myself and Kathleen. That is enough for a quorum, I do believe, right? I don't know if,
I believe you're right.
good. I do know that Jim Halsey had told me that Walter was going to join us tonight, so hopefully he'll still make it. So it is 7:02. I'd like to call the meeting to order. We have well, first of all, should we do a roll call real quick, just for the public record? Maybe the people from the Phillips could just let us know who's here.
Sure, we have Bill Phillips, Tom Fiorentino, Andrew Bushnell, Megan Phillips, and Donna Phillips.
Thank you. And we have Gerard Cremay, we have Bill Monroe.
Hello,
And who's that?
this is Walt.
Hey, Walter, how are you?
Good. How are you, Ken?
This is Bill, but I am doing good, Walter. So we have everybody online. That's great. And I see Jim is back with us.
Yeah.
So we have our whole board. I see Kathleen is with us. That's
Yes.
great. Thank you all for coming on tonight. So first call of business is open public hearing. It's the application of Donna Phillips and William Phillips, the property located at 57 Hendy Road, seeking an application or a relief from section 10.5 in accordance with 4.1.2a of the annual zoning regulations, so as to allow for the deposition of fill and construction of a single family dwelling on the floodplain district. So Jim, I'm going to refer to you here real quickly. Do we go through this first and then go to the regular meeting?
Yes.
And so at this point, I guess so we would open it to public comment. Would that be correct?
Yes. And perhaps this would be a good time for the applicant to address any open questions. For one thing, there is a memorandum from Attorney Fiorentino, which I believe was sent out. Well, I sent it out, so I know it was sent out and is posted online and should be entered into the record. I'm
Okay.
assuming everyone got one. Would that be accurate?
I got it.
Okay.
Did Kathleen, Walter, Jared?
I received the memorandum as well. Thank you.
Yes,
Fantastic.
Kathleen,
Excellent. And I read through it as well.
I'm Bill Monroe, and I saw it.
Thank you, Bill. So is there anything that the Phillipses would like to address before the board?
I'll add that I submitted the memorandum primarily because these Zoom meetings are awfully uncomfortable at times. It's difficult to get information across. So I thought it might be helpful to have this type of summary and helpful that you guys had it in advance so you can formulate any questions for us. I think the memorandum pretty much sums up all that we discussed at the last Zoom meeting and also some of the issues that we talked about at the on-site visit.
Right.
And so I think everything that we need to say is pretty much contained in this memorandum. And if there's any specific questions that the members have, we can try to answer those questions now.
Okay, I'll open it up to the other board members if they have any other questions they would like to pose at this point.
Bill Monroe here. I just want to make sure that I know thing about what this is about. The variance that's for 4.1.2A. It's like I guess is it because the lot is non-conforming, or is it because it's too close to something, or why are we giving him a variance on that? That's what I need cleared up.
I'd be happy to address that from the staff perspective and the applicant. It was on the application. It's just that it's a non-conforming structure. I'm sorry, non-conforming
building site?
Well, it existed prior to the adoption of zoning. And it was included in the application, so I simply transferred it, included it on the agenda and in the public notice. I personally don't think it's an integral part. It just, I didn't want to leave it out because it was on the application. So it's really the section 4.12A that the applicant is seeking relief from.
Which
is
the
refers to permitted and special permit uses in a flood hazard zone or a flood prone zone.
Does that answer your question, Bill?
I'm sorry. No, I guess that was I was trying to figure out if it was because of the flood prone zone. I understand that. It was the other one. I just didn't quite understand what it was addressing. And it's.
Oh, that was a good question. I simply put it in there because it's in the application. You're not actually waiving. There's no waiver required. Would you concur with me, Attorney Fiorentino?
Yes.
Thank you.
Tom's fine.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
I would also like to share with the board that I had asked, and I know a number of other people on the Zoning Board of Appeals had a question in their mind regarding if there was any liability on the town's part if a flood did occur for having approved this. And the town attorney, the land use attorney, did speak with Jim, and Jim relayed to me that we really don't have any liability by approving, at least from the Zoning Board of Appeals, and I believe from the town as well, any real liability. The applicant knows they are building in a floodplain. They're taking steps to raise the house up, to install a watertight septic tank, and they're taking appropriate steps to mitigate whatever risks there are. So they're well aware of the risks. And I guess that was the main thing that I had in my question in my mind. You know, as far as going forward, was our land use attorney, did he have any reservations about us approving this, or with regard to any, you know, liability for the town? And there doesn't seem to be any. So that was the only concern that I had, and I wanted to share that information with the rest of the board.
Thank you,
Thank
Bill.
Okay.
Hey, Bill, I have another question.
Yes.
On past variances, we've had to have approval by the adjacent property owners.
Mm-hmm.
Is that necessary for this one?
I'm not sure if it's approval or it's just they're notified and they can make known if they have a problem with going forward. And so I think that's right. Is that correct, Jim? If they have an opportunity to speak, and I think at the walkthrough, I think many of the neighbors were actually there. So I don't think they actually have to approve it. They just have an opportunity to raise any questions, or you know, if they disapprove for any reason, to bring their concerns to the town, but they don't necessarily have to approve it.
That'd be accurate. They have no ability to vote, I mean, they can weigh in and have their opinions heard.
Right.
As anybody else could as well.
Right.
It's just that the neighbors the statutes and our regulations both require that neighbors be notified, or butters be notified, and that's, I believe, defined by people within 100 feet. And in fact, they were, and we have documentation to that effect,
Right.
provided by the applicant.
Does that answer your question?
Yes, it does. Thank you.
Right.
Thanks, Jim.
Great.
Welcome.
Kathleen, Walter, Bill, anything else that you would like to pose before we take action?
I think that this is Kathleen, I think they did a good job with the walkthrough. I mean, they really explained everything.
Mm-hmm. I would agree.
Well,
Good. So Jim, at this point, could we entertain a motion to vote on approval?
No. The appropriate thing to do would be to close the public hearing.
Okay.
And open the regular meeting. Now, once you close the public hearing, obviously you don't have the ability to take further information from other than staff or consultant, meaning you know, the town engineer, me, town engineer, town attorney. I meant to say. I'm sorry. So that's, if you close the public hearing, that's what happens.
Do we need a motion to close the public hearing?
I'm sorry?
Do we need a motion to close the public hearing? Or do we just go ahead and close it?
I say close it.
Close it.
It's yeah.
Okay, so if there's no further,
by the chair.
okay, so if there's no further comments by the board, then I will close the public hearing and we will call to order the regular meeting. And we've already kind of gone through a roll call. We know who's here. Are there any additions or changes to the agenda?
I possibly have one. Under the approval of minutes, I did not include the special meeting, which was the site walk. If you'd like to add that and act on it tonight, that's fine. And if you choose not to, that's okay as well. It has no bearing on the vote.
Right. I would agree with that. As long as it's okay with the rest of the board, then we will just add those minutes in at next month's meeting, Jim.
That's fine.
Great. Any other public participation that anybody else we need to hear from? Any new business? Okay, old business goes back to the application of Donna Phillips and William Phillips. At this point, Jim, I guess if there's no further questions or dialogue at this point, do we go ahead and accept the motion to vote.
If you're prepared to, you could certainly, if somebody wants to put forward a motion to approve or deny the application, this would be the appropriate time. Then discussion, after the
Right.
motion is out there, there
Yep.
can be further discussion,
Okay, so would
should
anybody like
the
to,
commission so desire.
right? Is there anybody who would like to make a motion regarding this, this application?
Yes, I make
I'll
a
make a
motion.
motion that we
Who-
approve
was that
this
Walter?
application.
I'm sorry, who was that? Walter?
Well,
Okay, so Walter Ware makes a motion that we accept the application as submitted. Would anybody like to second that motion?
I'll second it.
Thank you, Gerard, for that. Is there any other discussion before we vote?
I'd just like to add that if, that the commission should have its reason for voting either way in the record. And if, I'd be happy to provide some direction in that realm there. The basis for refusal, approval or denial, is what I'm saying, should be noted in the record.
Okay,
And that can be handled after the vote
right. Okay.
or as part of the vote.
So we have no further discussion. Would all those in favor please indicate so, one by one? Walter Ware, a yay or a
Yeah.
nay?
yay.
Kathleen, thank you, Walter.
Yay.
Kathleen,
Yay.
I'm sorry, yay. Bill Monroe,
Yes.
Gerard Gourmet,
Yes.
Bill DeRosiers, yes. So that is unanimous that the application by the Phillips is approved.
Okay, if I may add that, the basis, what I would recommend as the basis, or what you may consider as a basis for approval, it could simply be a reference to Attorney Fiorentino's memorandum in support of
Memorandum.
57 Handy Road.
Yep,
Which encompasses the compliance with the town's plan of conservation and development, which is always an important part about when it comes to actions, planning and zoning
Great.
commission action.
perfect. And we've already entered that memorandum into the minutes.
Into the
or-
record, yes.
Into the record, yes. Okay, great. Well, congratulations, Mr. and Mrs. Phillips.
Thank you.
Thank you for all your hard work and for everything that you've done to help enlighten this board, which is a fairly new and young board. Not young in age, but young in tenure. So we appreciate all the additional help that you gave and bringing to light all of the various complexities of this application. So thank you very much for that. Obviously, you're welcome to stay on or leave the meeting. So I guess the next thing to do would be to go over the approval of the minutes from last.
We will be leaving the meeting, but I just wanted to thank you for all of your support.
Yes,
You're
thank
welcome.
you again.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much and good luck with the house.
Just let the record reflect, I'd like to thank Jim Hallisey as well. He was very instrumental in providing a lot of information to help us out.
Yes, thank you, Jim.
You're welcome.
I would like to thank Jim as well. Obviously, he helped a lot with a lot of information and again with this young board. So thank you, Jim. So I'd like to go on, if we could, to approval of the minutes from January. Has everybody had a chance to review those minutes?
I have.
Thank you, Gerald. Bill
Yes.
and
Yes.
Kathleen and Walter. Thank you very much. Are there any changes or minutes or to those minutes?
I would like to make a change.
Okay, Mindy.
I spelled the attorney's last name incorrectly. I
Oh,
spelled
okay.
it Florentino instead of Fiorentino.
Oh, shame on you. Oh,
So just wherever that's mentioned, just to,
correct the minutes.
yeah, correct the spelling.
Great. Okay, so any other amendments to the minutes? Can I get a motion to accept the minutes as amended by Mindy?
I'll move that we accept the minutes from the meeting on January 20th, 2021 at 7 o'clock to include the amendment as indicated.
Thank you, Gerard. Can I get a second on that?
I'll second it. Walt Weir.
Thank you, Walter. All those in favor of accepting the minutes as amended?
Aye.
Bill,
Aye.
Walter, Jim,
Aye.
Kathleen.
Aye.
Okay, and I vote aye. So the minutes have been
Aye.
amended and accepted. Thank you, Bill. All right. Do we have an administrative report from our zoning agent?
I have nothing to report. However, we did jump over the 6B, filling of vacancies. And I don't
Oh.
really have anything to add. I just am trying to keep it on the agenda so that it stays in folks' minds that we are in need of a couple new members.
Right.
Just that's all. That's all. I just want to keep it fresh.
Thank you. Thank you. That's a good one. Yeah, so we just make sure we keep that on the minutes. That helps too, and reminds everybody that if you know anyone that wants to do their civic duty and help out the town, that'd be fantastic. Thank you, Jim. Okay, so that pretty much brings us, I believe, to the end of the meeting. Unless there's anything else, I would entertain a motion to adjourn. You guys all want to hang
Motion
out?
that we adjourn.
I think that was Kathleen first. Kathleen
Okay.
made the motion, and it was seconded, I think, by Bill Monroe. Yes?
No, it wasn't me, but
Oh, it was
Oh,
me.
I'm sorry.
You want to second it, Bill?
okay, I'll second it.
Bill got
There you
it. Okay, so Kathleen made the motion. It was seconded by Bill Monroe. And can we just have a vote? So all those in favor, Bill,
Yes.
Walter,
Yes.
Kathleen,
Yes.
Jared,
Yes.
Bill, yes. Okay, that's unanimous. Well, thank you, everybody. Appreciate your taking a little bit of time out of your night tonight.
Could I just ask a question?
Sure,
Now,
Walter.
Bill, you don't want to be the chairman, correct? You don't have the time,
I am the
or do
chairman.
you? I know you are now. Okay, so you're going to stay as our chairman?
Yes, I am.
Okay, very good. Okay. All right, so what vacancies are left?
We have, I believe,
Vice chair?
2 vacancies. I think we need a vice chair. Yes.
Yeah.
And I think we still need a, what is it called, Jim?
Alternate.
Alternate.
Thank you. Yes.
Yeah, okay.
How many alternates
All right.
do we need?
I think we need 1 alternate. Is that right, Jim?
No, actually, I'm looking at the sheet, and it says 5 members selected by elections, and there's only 4 listed. That's the form I have. If that has changed, I'm not aware of it.
Are you
And we
saying
have 1 alternate, and there should be 3. And I have to remind you that I'm choosing to remind you. I don't have to.
Yeah.
It's very important. I mean, as far as the ZBA, they need the 4 affirmative votes. So it's always a good idea to have a full board. By a full board, it would be 8 people. Now, obviously, you're getting by with less, but it, ideally there'd be 8 people. There'd be 5 regulars and 3 alternates, ideally.
5 regulars and 3 alternates? Wow. Okay. So we have 5
Okay,
regulars,
obviously-
right? We have myself,
regulars.
we have Bill, we
I
have Kathleen, we have Walter, we have Gerard. So we need 3 alternates.
I have
right now.
Gerard as an alternate.
I thought Gerard
Yeah.
became
What
Gerard, are you
happened
still an
was,
alternate?
I was originally an alternate. I was voted in as an alternate. You lost members and you asked me to come on as a full
Right.
Full member.
Okay,
member.
all right.
So then I went to Carol Lee.
Yep.
I sent her a letter of resignation for the alternate position, and
Okay,
I asked to be put on as a regular member.
Yep.
And then she swore me in. So that's where,
Okay, that's great. I'm just gonna have to have the form updated. I don't know where this came from, but
Great.
so now we have 5. Okay, so I will retract my statement. We have 5 regulars, and so we need no more regulars. But we
are
do.
any of our terms expiring in June?
That
I have down that Walters expires in
I think I'm due. Yeah, they called me.
June.
So I got yeah, I got to run
Bill-
again.
Okay, I have Bill DeRozier and Kathleen as 2023.
Yep.
Right.
Now, Gerard, see, it says 23, but that as an alternate. So my guess is it would be 23. And Bill Monroe, there is no date, so we'll have to figure that out.
I'm 23,
Yep.
Okay.
Bill Monroe.
So everyone
So it's
except
really
Walter is
just-
23 right now. So these
Good.
these are elected. So
Yes.
Right.
I mean the process is something like the Democratic and Republican town committees fill those nominate folks for the slots for
That's
the
right.
May election, right?
That is correct. And I was on a call with the Republican committee. And I don't believe anybody on the Republican side anyways, no new names were added to the list. I'm not sure if anybody's come forward since then, but we didn't have anybody that night. That was a couple weeks ago. Okay.
So we pretty much need 3 alternates.
3 alternates right now. Yep, we're in good shape, and we just need Walter to rerun, and when Walter reruns, and we'll still have a full board except for the 3 alternates. So keep your eyes and ears open, folks.
And they can be. I mean, we do operate with a minority representation, whereas at least I believe it works 1 member of each party, and I think we're covered there. So it can be it could be either party or unaffiliated or another party,
Right.
meaning any other party.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else?
Let's see. Gerard, would you be willing to be a vice chair?
Let me give that some thought. I'd need a lot of guidance. I know that Jim is there. He's very helpful to Bill. If he'd be as helpful to me, I wouldn't mind.
Okay.
Well, great. Why don't we add this to our next meeting to address it? I think we have to vote on it if that's correct.
Right.
And we'll do that at the next meeting. And thank you very much, Gerard, for stepping up. And we'll give you another month to think about it, and we'll address it at the next meeting. Okay.
Sounds good. I'm looking to see. I think the DTC is meeting Friday evening to do some more endorsements. And I was looking to see if I could find the email that would tell me who they're looking for to endorse for the alternate. Let's see, alternate. This doesn't make sense. Okay. Walter Weir is the endorsed candidate for the ZBA. So the DTC is going to endorse Walter to renew his term.
Great.
They're asking us to reach out to anybody. Joan. I don't think they have anybody aside from Walter Weir to be put forward onto the ballot for a permanent regular member of this board.
Again, so that would be, we would have the 5 full members that we have with Walter running. We wouldn't need to have anybody else except for alternates, and alternates they don't run, they're not voted on, right, Jim?
No, they're
They're
voted.
accepted by us, are they?
No, let me go over this. If they're filled, it is an elected position. The alternates are voted on
Oh,
just like regular members. If
Gotcha.
right now, you have 3 empty spaces. You, the board, the ZBA, could fill those slots before now and June.
Right.
You fill slots that become vacant between elections.
Right.
I believe. I'm going to double check on it. It's certainly how most commissions do it. I will look at I will double check on the Board of Appeals, the bylaws, to make sure that that's consistent.
I think you're correct, Jim. It's in the town charter.
Okay.
Okay. Anything else? I think we already adjourned officially. So I will thank you all again and look forward to seeing you all next month.
Thank you, Bill.
Thanks, Bill.
Thank
Nice
you,
job.
guys.
Thank you,
Appreciate
Jim.
it. Bye-bye.